Hello and welcome to Wednesday afternoon's new weekly hangout, which is the Are You Geeky Weekly.
Woohoo!
Woo! We did it!
This is in honor of the Geekie Awards, and I am Cindy Marie Jenkins.
And I'm Patty Jean Robinson.
And the illustrious Kristen Nedopak.
Hi, guys!
Hi, Kristen.
So this is our very first Are You Geeky Weekly, and the whole point is to introduce you to the people behind and eventually the judges of the Geekie Awards. So I guess before we start, Kristen, can you give the origin story of the Geekie Awards?
Yes, I love this story, and I'm glad that you asked because I think a lot of people try to put on shows or create events for various reasons, and I want to say first and foremost, I am a creator. You know, I do web series, sci-fi, fantasy web series, films. I do a lot of cosplay. I have an art background. I'm an illustrator. I'm a designer at heart. I do websites every single day, and you know. It's probably more in the film and the web series genre where, you know, I was constantly trying to submit my work to festivals and promote my work through more global channels that were not necessarily geek specific. And I got really frustrated because most of the time, you know, when you're screening something to a room full of just filmmakers, they don't understand it. You know, they're like, oh, comic books, cool, you know, well, this is entertaining and all, but this is really not viable art. You know, I'm doing high drama or I'm doing comedy. And so I got really frustrated with that there was really no one-stop shop for people creating geek work. And so I started off thinking, well, maybe I'll have my own film festival that's just geek. And then I thought, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that are multi-hyphenates like myself that are doing cosplay, that are comic book artists, and there's also not a festival just for them. And, you know, especially with cosplay, the most you're going to get is an in-con masquerade show, which you have to pay to attend. You have to be at the show there live. You have to be accepted as part of the show. Or you get pictures on some gallery that's covering the con. And so, again, I kind of wanted to have just like a one-stop shop where people can come, submit their work, and win awards for geeky-specific stuff. And I know we're going to talk about this, but the other thing that we did was we wanted to be very clear who was looking at your work, so it wasn't just a panel of people that thought they were experts in film, and, you know, again, they don't really understand what it is that they're watching when you have like a Spider-Man fan film. And so we took judges who were experts in every single one of those categories. They were comic book artists, they were filmmakers that won awards, they were web series creators, they are huge at cosplay, and we made them judges. And then we told everybody who the judges were. So you know when you submit that you have a super mega pro who is a specialist in that field looking at your stuff and judging your stuff, so that you know that they're going to understand and value everything that you've created. So that's sort of the why I did it. And just to continue, I actually you're like, okay, I can talk about it. It's such a huge story, but I also want to bring up my partner, Bill Ostroff, who is the co-creator of the Geekie Awards. I kind of had this idea last year sometime. I had been throwing it around, you know. Actually, I think it was my publicist I was working with at the time. I told her I was really frustrated, and she said, why don't you make an award show? And so I knew I needed a partner, and so back in late 2011, I started at Kamikaze, actually. I started talking to Bill Ostroff. I knew he had years of experience in running a film festival, and we were going to have entries, and I knew I wanted somebody on board that had that professional experience of running a festival-type environment, and that was Bill. And so he helped, you know, he sort of helped me bring it together from that perspective. We became partners, and then later this year, about a year later, we actually launched our call for entries in December. So that's the birthing of Jesus, aka the Geekie Awards. Wait, am I gonna get in trouble if I say Jesus?
I don't know. It's not copyrighted, so I think you're okay. Are you judging? Are you a judge out of all of this?
Actually, I'm not a judge. So
okay.
that was one of the other things. Is
yeah.
As the person that's putting on everything here, you know, co-putting on everything, I just felt that it was a little bit, I don't really know how to what word to use, but I felt it was a little egotistical to say, oh yeah, and I'm judging your work. Because we're trying to promote the show, I didn't really want any conflict, so we wanted judges to be completely outside parties. You know, they're doing it because for the love of looking at other people's work. You know, they're not like, you know, part of the show, or there isn't any, you know, super secret spy mission to get people in that are judges or anything like that. And in fact, that's actually one thing to bring up. If a judge is judging that category, they also cannot submit their work to that category. So there is absolutely no conflict whatsoever with people running it and people judging it. You know, everyone that enters is just completely free of that. So that's a great question.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Really appreciate that. And as I said earlier, if you want to meet more of the judges, we're starting this Sunday at 1:30. We'll be interviewing Bonnie Burton, chatting with her, so that'll be fun. 1:30.
Yay, she's so fun.
I love her. She's great.
It's going to be a really funny podcast or webcast.
I'm really excited, and we're going to have more that you can find out from the Are You Geekies weekly page on the Are You Geeky Geekie Awards website. So that's such an awesome origin story, and I really love the fact that there's so many categories.
Yes.
So much. You know, it's not just web series or film or this or that. And which category is there one that's specifically unique? Like, is this the first time that you've heard of an award show handling this one of the categories that you have?
Well, there's we're obviously competing with things like the Webbies and the Tellies. There's a lot of web series and film. There's a lot of podcasts, and the Webbies in particular do a lot of websites, design, and that sort of thing. There's toy awards out there, but I'd say that probably a few of them that are really unique, and probably one of the biggest drivers for being diverse or so diverse in our categories was cosplay and geeky crafts and art. So those categories right there, I just felt like, you know, especially cosplay, being a huge cosplay person, there was never an award show for cosplay. Again, if you go to a masquerade, you have to be there in person. So you have to get your plane ticket, you have to be entered into the convention, and then you have to actually get on stage to present your work, or you're just sort of in an offhand gallery of somebody that's covering the event. And so that was, you know, and as a cosplayer, and I know so many people that are cosplayers that put so much of their time and effort into it, we really wanted to incorporate that into our award show. Because we just feel that that is a huge part of geekdom. Like, every single convention has tons of cosplayers. And then also, you know, there's geeky fashion involved. So we're talking about people that are building props, the craftsmanship that goes into that, people that do geek-specific fashion on Etsy. There's a lot of people that are creating crafts. And again, you know, those people put so much time into marketing their business, but there really is no award show for those people. There's really no honor that's like, the best of fashion. You know, there's a Comic-Con panel that was really great that Her Universe threw last year at Comic-Con, where it was all about geeky fashion. But again, you needed to attend the con. You know, you couldn't just submit your photos online and have people look at it. You actually had to fly, pay to be there, stay to be there, and then create your work and hope that you got in. So I would say that those are some of the categories. And then art also, there's a lot of people that pay to have booths at conventions, but again, there isn't any show that's actually catering to them. You know, judges looking at their work, knowing that every single judge is going to be looking at their work, and then actually being able to win an award for that, for like their comic books. So those are the categories that we found to have a scarcity of that type of show and event.
I love that it's all online.
Yay! We're very green. We want to be green and digital, and our judges are all over the place, and so we're not going to send them hard copies of anything. You know, that just takes up so much time. And so we just want to make it easy for everybody. It's like, post your stuff, send us the link. You don't have to worry about DVDs. You don't have to worry about, you know, showing up in person unless you're nominated or you win. And so I think it just makes it easier on everyone.
So are you envisioning that you will have a live you streaming award show, or what's the award show going to be like?
Well, anybody that knows me, as I love to say, anybody that knows me knows that I go big, or I think big, or at least try to go big as much as I can, you know. I don't think small. So first and foremost, we are absolutely planning to have a live streamed event. In terms of where that is, when it is, and what it is, really depends on some of the sponsors that we're working with. Because putting on an award show, an actual event, like if you're talking about the Emmys, even if you're talking about the IWTV Awards, it's a huge undertaking that involves renting a space, you need to get tech, you need to get insurance, you know, you need to get all of this stuff. And so we're actually working with some very big people who I'm not going to mention yet, who are interested in actually putting on potentially an hour show at Comic-Con on a stage.
Very cool.
Which would be streamed, obviously, live for everybody to see. And so our goal is to have the judges there presenting the work, presenting the top best of in every single category, and those people would win the big awards. And then the nominees would be the people that have won the sub-awards in that category. Now, if we don't do that, we're actually still planning on streaming live, and it might potentially be in a studio. You know, we have access to so many geeks in LA that, you know, we have so many people that are more than happy to host the show and want to actually be hosting live on the show, presenting things. And so either way, it's going to be fun, but I want these guys to know, you know, of course, I'm thinking up here, but if anything, you know, it's going to be here. But it's not just going to be like, we announced it on the website, woohoo! You know, we're definitely going to make a show of it.
Nice.
And what is the timeline? I know that awards are open now.
Yes.
And then when are they going to be, will people find out that they're nominated?
Yeah, that's a really great question, Cindy. We our call for entries right now, because we're first year, we have some flexibility. So our call for entries right now started December 1st, and they go until March 1st. There's a potential of extending it. I'm not sure. You know, it depends on if we want to. So we're going to have judging for a few months after that. And so I'd say around the June timeline-ish, we want to actually announce the nominees. And the nominees, I want to say, the way that we're differing from other awards is we don't just have like one best short film category. We have best short film, and then underneath that, we have best sci-fi film, best, you know, best animation film, you know, all of those different categories. So the winners of those awards become nominees for Best Short Film and subsequently in all the categories. So when we announce the nominees, we're actually announcing winners of smaller awards in that category. We're not going to tell them which one, but they're going to know that, hey, I won an award at this point. Now we're shooting for the big award, which is the best of in the entire category. So we're hoping to do that in June, and then we're hoping to have the show in July. And then, like I said, you know, we're sort of a few months, we got a few months window there for the actual event because it really depends on sponsors. But, you know, it will definitely be this year, whether or not be in the summer or very, very, very early fall. Worst case scenario, early fall.
But it's happening, no matter what.
No matter what, it's happening. Even in my house, in my garage, it's happening. With my cats.
As the award givers.
Yes.
We got our first question, you guys. We have one question from Pat Kaula. I'm sorry, I just killed your name. Who's Professor Nerdly on Twitter. They're curious if all episodes of a podcast nominated must be less than an hour because theirs runs a bit more.
Right. So what we did, because everything's online, we have to take hosting into consideration. And so what we asked for, and I tried to be very clear about this, but what we asked for is for you to just submit 15 to 60 minutes of your podcast. Your podcast can be 3 hours long. We don't care. You can actually link to, and I think I'm going to end up clarifying this, if you link to your podcast and it lives on another site, there really is no maximum because, you know, you're not uploading it for us. We're really taking that into consideration when we're talking about uploading files because, you know, a 3-hour podcast is pretty huge on our website. But if you link to it from somewhere else, you can make it, and I'm going to clarify this today. I'm going to go in and clarify this. It can be as long as you want. We more so need to have at least 15 minutes for our judges to get a good sense of what the podcast is about. But honestly, you know, you can link to whatever, and they're going to listen to it. They're going to listen to it at least the first 15 minutes, if not the entire thing. So yes, anyone you want. And I'm going to clarify that. Thank you. So I've had a lot of questions about that podcast thing.
Nice.
Yeah. What have been some of the other questions that you've been asked a lot?
So we get a lot of questions about, probably the first and foremost, we get the question of, is there going to be a show? And I already answered that. As our first year also, you know, there are so many things that are up in the air. We know structurally that we're going to do A, B, and C. We don't have all the details of that. So somebody else was asking, you know, when the nominees are going to be. The other questions we get asked are when I enter, what is it that I get? And so I want to clarify that the winners are going to get, well, let me start with the entries. If you just enter, period, you're going to get all of our promotion on Twitter, on Facebook. You're going to get your own page for your project, for your entry on our website, and that we're working with developers right now to get all of those up. So we should have everyone's up soon. So when you enter, you'll get a form to fill out, and you'll be able to put whatever you want on that page. And so that's a page that you own. It lives on our website, and you can promote it, and we're going to promote it everywhere. So you get a ton of publicity. We also we just got a special sponsor in this morning that's giving us production software for free, and so there's variations of it. I'm going to put all the details on our website today, but you automatically get a download for that just for entering. Nice. And then, of course, there's just all the publicity that we're doing around this event. You know, we're in the film and television industry, so we're huge on publicity. So, you know, we're touting everybody's names. Like I said, we're posting your stuff on Facebook and Twitter, direct links to your work so that people actually go and watch them, not just your name, not just the title of your show. So that's what you get just for entering. Now, if you're a nominee, which means you won an award, you won one of the smaller awards like Best Sci-Fi Short Film, you are going to get an award. You're going to get a ton of publicity. You know, we're going to publicize the crap out of all the nominees. If you're there at the event and it's possible to do so, those are the people that are going to be, you know, their names are going to be presented either way as winners and nominees for the big prize, which is the category winner. And then in our FAQ website, which I should actually pull up here, you know, again, you get to be, we're going to invite you on this show on the weekly Google Hangout with the other nominees so that you can talk about your work. You're going to get, like I said, tons of publicity. You're going to get the free software. You're going to get everything that comes along with being an entrant. And then if you're a winner, you get to come, you know, you get the big prize, the big award for the category, and then just like a show, if you're there and you're present and you're at the actual event, you get to come up, give your speech, you get to accept the award, and then you get to be the winner of the show. And then, of course, there's like a buttload more publicity that goes along with that. So, you know, if you think of something like, I don't want to compare it to the Emmys or the Oscars, but, you know, you see how much publicity goes into even being nominated. And then if you win, you know, it's like, boom, you get that tag, you get, and then we're also working with sponsors to give away gift bags to the winners. So you're probably going to get a big gift bag of swag. And so we're hoping for that. So yeah, that's probably the biggest question. And you know, the other question actually that we get is, well, it was like, why is there a fee?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, to clarify, Bill and I come from the web film industries. We're running the Geekie Awards like a festival. And that means where other award shows, you submit your stuff, you have no idea who's looking at it, and then you find out whether you're nominated or not. That's it. You know, you pay the fee. So like the tellies and the webbies, I mean, there are hundreds of dollars to enter one thing. Mm-hmm. And so we did a bunch of research, and we're sort of going along the lines of those festivals and film festivals where we chose the lowest price that we could really charge because we do a tremendous amount of work to promote each and every entry. But it is, at the end of the day, it is a business and it is still a festival. Because we are posting your stuff online and we are spending the time to actually promote it, you know, along those lines. And that takes a bunch of people a lot of time. So that's why we have to charge a fee. You know, I wish that we could just say everything's free, but, you know, Bill and I in particular would be working for like hours and hours and hours and hours a day, and we probably wouldn't be, you know, wouldn't be able to do much for that. So, you know, and then there's managing all the judges and that sort of thing. And so that's kind of why we're charging a fee. We're going along the lines of a true festival approach / award show at the end. So we're kind of combining those two together to make it something really unique and fun.
That's great. Now the new questions here, but where'd it go? I had it. I had a question, and it was very good, and I'm so proud of myself. And now it just went away.
That's okay. I want to talk a little bit. You mentioned the judges are all they do what they're judging.
Yeah.
Or they're experts in it.
Or they're experts in it. Excellent. And I'm going to pull up the page that has them right now, but can you just talk a little bit about how you encourage them to be part of the Geekie Awards and what
that was my question.
Oh,
Yay!
Awesome! High five.
Well, high five. I want to give you guys a high five for that.
High five. You can do that too.
Virtual 3 high fives.
Nice.
First of all, so the judges are all good friends of all, like either mine or Bill's or both of ours. So these are all people that we know in the community. So these are all people we love and respect. We absolutely adore their work. And so obviously to get them encouraged, I mean, some of them I just had to ask and they were like, oh my God, that's awesome. You know, they really love the idea. I mean, we're really promoting not just the Geekie Awards. The Geekie Awards is about promoting independent work. And so I think most of the judges understand that concept. They are independent creators, and so they wanted to turn around and be part of promoting the next generation of independent creators. Because these are all people that have won awards or have been got top honors in their industry. You know, they've written books, they've been part of shows, they're judging already. And so they were very, very, very open to the concept. Of course, along with entries being on the site, we're going to allow judges to put all their work on the site as well as an incentive. We spend hours a day promoting their work, on Facebook and Twitter. The judges are going to have their own bios. They have them on Facebook. They're going to have them on our website. And so, one of the big things that we push is the value of cross-promotion, and that, whether you're a winner or whether you're even nominated and you just enter, I mean, there's so much cross-promotion and publicity that goes into something like this to get your name out there that I think a lot of the judges were just very happy to be a part of that. But again, at the end of the day, I just want to point out, people aren't, they're not like, I'm a publicity hog. They're all super amazing, talented artists that first and foremost wanted to be part of something that took the geek community and put it at the level of something like, I'm going to say like the Emmys. I mean, there is so much out there that supports sort of, the pop culture phenomenon, the world of pop culture, but there really isn't a show like this that supports the true geek community. And they all really wanted to be a part of that. I mean, that's why I did it, and so they all wanted to be a part of that. So, and they're very sweet for joining in and helping out.
Thank you.
Yeah. They are. There's a really great selection of people.
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to pull it up as soon as I can. Okay. Screen share is giving me trouble. Anyway, I'll figure it out.
Share.
It's all on the Facebook page as well. You can go to the Geekie Awards on Facebook and see all the judges in the photo albums.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a nice little bio of who they are with each picture of each judge. So,
and that's going to be on our website too. I haven't gotten it up yet. I'm one girl doing a lot of things, so I haven't gotten it up yet.
One of the cosplayers was just amazing. Yaya Han?
Yeah, Yaya Han is probably, and we have so many amazing cosplayers. We have Scruffy Rebel. We have Jen Landa, who is cosplay and fashion, and so just everyone we have in that particular category is it's probably my biggest squee moment, because they're all people that I love all of our judges, but as a cosplayer and a huge fan, just having the people that we have in that particular category is amazing to me, because they're my idols. I mean, Yaya Han's been my idol forever, and then to ask her to be a judge and to her to participate in something like this it's just huge to me personally. But yeah, we have Jenna Bush, Crix Lee, Alan Kistler, Amy Radcliffe, Bonnie Burton, Kat Hill. We just have so many amazing people that it makes us feel good that many people were just super excited to be part of this. Thank you, judges.
Yes. That's great. That's been about a half hour. Do you have more that you would like to say? I know you've brought up so many things that you're doing for the geeky community and just what's sort of different and unique about this award show. Is there something else that you have up your sleeve that you haven't announced yet or that you might want to?
Well, it's not that we really haven't announced this, but I did want to clarify, as a community that's supporting independent art, obviously we're looking for sponsors. We have, first and foremost, we really, really, really want an amazing award for our top winners and for our subsequent winners. So we're always looking for sponsors like artists who are, who are willing to work on commission and build a piece of art. I have to say, we can't make any promises yet, but if I had the ideal award, it would be a super custom action figure with your name on it to represent the Geekies. So we're looking for people to participate in that, whether it is they help fund it or they're the artist that creates it. So that's one of the biggest things we're looking for right now. But then at the same time, as a community, we're looking for non-monetary sponsors. We're just looking for people to get the word out. And so we're doing a trade, and I'm actually going to be working this week to get all this stuff on the website as well, is we're doing sort of a sponsor trade where, you put a graphic on your site, and then we'll put your logo as a sponsor of the Geekie Awards on our site. And so there's so many ways to cross-promote in that sense. If you tweet about us, we tweet about you. If you post about our Facebook, we post about yours. And Bill probably handles a lot of the social media marketing, and he's on it every single day. And so he sees all that stuff, and he's very good with retweeting and whatnot. And so
I barely get a tweet out, and he's already retweeting.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You're on top of it, man.
He's probably watching right now, and so
he is.
He didn't want to be in the air, but you guys should go, check out First Glance Film. And also, Bill does Jedi Camp. He's a huge Star Wars fan, and so he did his own fan film, so it's amazing. But other than that, I like to be very transparent, and so I can't really talk about the things that are in the works. I can tell you what my goals are. I can tell you what we want for the show. But other than that, I think everything is on the website. I'm super transparent about everything that we're doing. If people ask us questions, we answer them very honestly with exactly what's going on. And so I think you can find out most of the information on the geekieawards.com, which is the GEEKIE awards.com. So most of it's there, people. Most of it's there.
And you're very fast also, like we said, with the hashtag are you literally right down there.
It's right down there.
Geekie.
Geekie IE. So you can ask questions through there. And great. I'm really looking forward to meeting the judges and the nominees. Patty and I will be hosting the Are You Geeky Weekly. Oh, sorry, I see it backwards, so I thought I had a typo. Every Wednesday, and then alternate days are Sundays, which will be very, very fun. And you can always check out the geekieawards.com.
Yay! And then next week is going to be Bonnie, who is amazing. I think about Bonnie. So that's our next step. Judge. Very excited about that.
And we're always looking for questions. So you have questions for the judges, tweet it, use the hashtag #AreYouGeeky, and that way we can get those questions to those judges.
Yes. And I have one more thing to say. I want to thank you ladies at Web Series Watch. Patty and Cindy, they do Web Series Watch. It's at Web Series it's at Web SRS Watch on Twitter. And so talking about sponsors, these ladies came forward. They wanted to help with the webcast, hosting it, running it, and so this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about building a community. So I wanted to thank you ladies for coming on and hosting the weekly show. And then, we're going to put your stuff all over our website. So if you guys want to see their show, I think it's before this, every Wednesday, they talk to geeky creators of people that are creating web series, not just geek. And so I was on the show. It's an amazing show, and so you guys should check that out too.
Yay!
Give you a shout out.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, after preparing for our superheroes one, I have so many questions about that world. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Well, great. So we will see everybody. Again, Bonnie Burton is this Sunday at 1:30 Pacific time. And we'll be talking with her. Send questions for her or any of the other judges at RUGeeky in the hashtag, or you can find Kristen and Bill on the website or through at the Geekie Awards.
Yay!
Thanks, everybody, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Spread the word.